Well. Hey, it's Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander here, guys, with another episode of Dads Deserve Justice. Hope everybody's doing well on this Friday. I'm testing out something here. I'm moving around different studio here today, but I'm moving around a little bit to see if this thing will broadcast later, if it's broadcasting now. I'm not even sure. But you know what? That's one of the things. I appreciate winners all around for allowing us this platform so I can come to you today and speak to you of what's going on. The topic today is no common sense, greedy mom and courts. That's the topic of discussion today. Let me check and just see if it's actually playing somewhere because, Winners All Around has allowed us to get into all the different platforms all at once, all that type of stuff going on. Okay, it looks like we're actually playing now. I actually need to check one thing and go on and let my... Okay, there we go. So now I've got that going, and that was to make sure that we were actually on the other platform that we needed to be on. Whoops, it's playing. That we were actually on Instagram. So hello, Instagram. I know you're a little bit late to the party. Let me go ahead and I'm going to make sure that we're on TikTok as well, because that's what Winners All Around does, guys. It allows us to go into all different platforms all over the world all at one time, and we'll help you to do that if you're a business owner or an artist as well. So with that being said, let me go here, make sure that we're on TikTok where we need to be. And let's see, today we're having Dads Deserve Justice presents, put that on TikTok. No common sense, greedy mom. I'll just leave it like that. TikTok is saying it short. No common sense. Okay, so we'll just say it. 3, 2, 1. All right, TikTok, there you are. Now, I thought I could flip this. Here we're going back on that thing again. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I found it. All right, I found it. So we started off with the screen. That's good to know. You learn something every day. So hello, guys. Hey, it is Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander here. Thank you guys for joining us here for another episode of Dads Deserve Justice. The theme, the topic of the day is no common sense, greedy mom, and courts. All right? Now, women, don't get offended. Here's something I have to always give my disclaimer. Yes, this is Dads Deserve Justice. It doesn't mean that you guys are always treated right and everything's perfect for you, but you guys have a lot of stuff out there. You have a lot of things. If I go buy something in the grocery store, or if I go to the a clothing store, you have a whole floor. We have a little section. You want a big closet, we give us a little section. So guys, women, allow us to have our day. And don't worry, Dads Deserve Justice also supports financially, spiritually, mentally, and physically women who don't alienate their children and who don't weaponize the system. Okay, so don't worry, we got something for you guys as well. We're here every Friday, guys, generally at 6 o'clock. We're a little early today. I was trying to record it and it would blast at 6 o'clock. Maybe it'll still do it. I don't know. But we actually are live at the moment. So since we're live at the moment, I'm going to send this to a couple spots that it needs to go to. Okay. Let me go on to there's the Facebook. Okay, so we are on there. Has allowed us to get into... Okay, that's correct. But I wonder why I can't send. Normally I can send on Facebook. What's up, Daniel? What's up, big boys? What's up, Luke? What's going on? That's all the YouTube. I can see everybody coming in. I can also see them when you come into YouTube on our channel, Winners All Around. I can see that as well when you're in the comments and stuff like that. And that's the stories and, social media. But that's the thing, guys. If you go on our channel and you check out some of the business things, you'll realize we don't own this stuff. And so it can flip flop. It can change. It can do a whole lot of different things that we're not ready for. Right. And so maybe, no, I'm on the right. I'm on the right Facebook page. Well, let me just make sure, because you never know, right? You never know. Check it out. Make sure everything's going right. So, and we're going to get this thing kicked off. And I got to make sure it's on the YouTube. Okay, so we got, okay, thank you guys for jumping in already. Got some folks coming on in. I got a send button instead of a share button. I wonder what that's about. Maybe because I'm trying to record it for later. Well, you know what? Check it out. I need to do it this way anyway. I'm going to go check out our YouTube, right? And I'll share it from the YouTube. That's where we should be sharing it, Charlie, what's going on from anyway, really. So there we are. Now we're on our YouTube channel, and it says we are live in effect. So let me share from here. Copy that link, share from here. And maybe if I share it to, oh, thank you for the gifts over there on TikTok. Maybe if I share it to Facebook as well. I don't know what that is. But I'm going to do it this way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And that's one of the things about technology, guys. You may not own it. It may bust you all up sometimes, but you got to work around. You got to do workarounds and get creative. And so that's what I'm doing right now, because I should be able to share. There's the link. That's a little different. It says, there it is. It says live. It's got the link up top. Maybe that's how we're supposed to do it. So I'm going to share it a couple different ways and see how that works out. All right. There's always a test, guys. Always a test. Make things better, make things pop. Always a test going on. All right, so I save that there. I'm going to put the link in here, and then we will see how that shows up. All right, I'm going to go into over here, like out of here, and I'm going to go to all. That's the thing, guys. We're on multiple different platforms. Now we're on a bunch of different Facebook pages, a bunch of different Instagram pages, a bunch of different. See, that's what we want to do. If you're a business owner or you're an artist, we're going to help you do all of that. So you need to contact us at Winners All Around so we can help you figure that out and help you make that pop off for your business. And if you have a show or something you want to do, let us know that as well, and we'll see if we can help you out with that. So I think I'm good to go. TikTok is up and running. All the Facebooks, all the Instagrams, all the I forgot Threads, X, LinkedIn. All the things are in effect. And let me just put it there so they can go off and get that. Invite you to co-host. Hey, I would love you to co-host. Let me say hello to you anyway, if I can do that. I might just say hello to you. Hello. How you doing there, ma'am? Dr. Alexander, how you doing today?
Hey, you trying to battle?
Battle? No, I'm not battling, ma'am. I'm talking about dads deserve justice and help fathers and getting alienated from their kids and all that type of stuff. So we do a show every Friday with winnersallaround.com.
Okay, you keep talking about that because my daddy ain't shit. He need to join your live.
Okay, well, you get them on. We help mothers who don't weaponize the system. We try to help fathers. A lot of times it's maybe the money. That's what we're talking about today. It's the no common sense, greedy mom in courts, because a lot of times people don't figure, and I'm sorry about your father, but here's the thing. It might be have a big part to do with money, right? Money. People tell me all the time, just go to court. It's not free. Oh, she talked, but that was a good topic. So you saw that, guys. Hope you heard that. She chimed in on the TikTok. Thank you for coming in for that. She said her father wasn't SHIT. And I said, you know what? See, this is how you talk to people. I said, well, maybe it's the money because it's not free, even though it's not fair. And she said, that might be it. See how we can have a dialogue. We can help each other. We can talk, and we can come to some solutions, because it's destroying our families. It's destroying her. She's a woman, and she has a feeling about her father, but she may not quite understand everything that was going on. Guys, the courts don't care. It's about money. There are a lot of great mothers, a lot of great women, but there are the bad apples in the bunch. They're the ones who destroy their children and their family trees forever. There are the ones who go out there and get greedy and alienate and use kids as a pawn to make money. There are always bad apples in the bunch. But if all the good apples aren't standing up, you can't change anything. As a matter of fact, I always taught my kids, Malcolm, Mason, and Miles. If there is a problem in society, if there's a problem going on in the world, and you know there is a problem, you're part of the problem if you don't try to fix it. Here's somebody else coming in. Let's see what we can say on TikTok and see if you can hear them. Hello, ma'am. How you guys doing? Somebody's driving, somebody's there. What y'all doing today?
I'm bringing them to I can't really be on. They're gonna ban me.
They're gonna ban you. What they gonna ban you for? Oh yeah, I got you. I feel you. I feel you. Well, guys, I'm doing a show right now called Dads Deserve Justice. You can find it every week at 6 o'clock on YouTube. But the no common sense, greedy mom in courts is the topic for today. Did you guys want to say anything before I continue on with the show?
Well, you can continue on with the show.
Okay, great. Well, make sure you check us out. Go to Winners All Around. If you're an artist, if you're a business owner, we help you get exposure all over the world in multiple different platforms, and it can be free. Okay? So appreciate you guys jumping in.
Okay.
All right, good. All right, sir, don't get banned. All right, cool. All right, guys. So we got some people.
When the show start?
Well, actually, it's starting right now. Generally, it's 6 o'clock on Fridays. Yeah, you on it a little bit. So, but don't worry, they can't see you. They can hear you, but they can't see you because we don't have the TikTok up on the stream, but we're hitting all the platforms.
Okay.
Okay.
So how we start the show? How we started?
If you want to see it, you can go to YouTube and then go to Winners All Around, and you'll see a bunch of different shows that were on there. We have shows with artists, we have Freestyle Fridays, we have Cypher Mondays, we have news breaks, we have all type. We cover events. You can see all that on YouTube under Winners All Around.
But they can hear my voice.
They can hear your voice on the show. Yes.
Okay, follow me on TikTok. That should be again. Follow me on.
She promoting herself. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on. Let me go ahead and get on with this thing. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Those are folks that jumped on TikTok, guys. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Okay. I don't even know how to work all these things over here on TikTok. Yeah, I'm trying to X you how I do that.
I don't know.
They're hanging out with us, y'all. They're hanging out with us. Okay. I don't want to X y'all any rudeness, but I do want to get on with the show. So let me see here if I figure this out. Oh, she wants us to follow her. Okay, cool. That's right. You got to support everybody. Help everybody, y'all.
Yeah, follow me, y'all. Follow me. I need some followers.
You need some followers. Okay. Well, we can help you with that. Check out Winner. Go to you. What you can do, you can come on one of our shows. It doesn't cost you nothing. Go to winnersallaround.com, register for free. Then come on to our Freestyle Friday. You can meet a lot of people, talk to a lot of people, give out your social media thing, everything. You can do all that.
What are we talking about?
What do we talk about?
Yeah.
We talk about everything.
Oh, okay.
We have people sing, rap, dance, interview business owners. We talk about everything.
Okay.
But if you go to YouTube, you can sing? Okay. Okay. Well, look, seriously, go to winnersallaround.com, register for free. You can also go to YouTube and pull up Winners All Around there, and you'll see all the shows. You'll see everything. We can help you out with your singing and everything. Okay. Okay. Oh, I thought you sang. Okay. Well, anyway. Okay, guys. So let me see.
I can sing. I don't need help out with my singing. I can sing.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought maybe you want to do a record or put out an album or something like that. I don't know. Well, that's what we do. We have a record label, 30 years old, #1 hits, billboards, Grammy nominations, considerations, all that type of stuff. That's what we into. You know, that's what we do. Okay. All right. So anyway, let me get on with our show here. All right, guys. So Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander here. So we are hanging out with some of our folks here on TikTok. We're going to talk about the show. Remember, we're here every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Dads Deserve Justice. You can check out the website, dadsdeservejustice.org. And let's take a listen real quick to Judge Judy as we get the show kicked off. Let's see. We can hear you. We can hear you when I plug in the sound, but you're not actually on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you can't get this. You ain't help me with nothing. I had all that attitude. Now I ain't know.
Okay, here we go. And Judge Judy.
No, you're not getting phone.
You're welcome. Well, yes, I did. I locked everything.
We're supposed to, in this country, treat mothers and fathers the same with regard to custody. No one has a less equal position. However, when I practiced in the family court and then was later a judge in the family court, I found that that law was honored in the breach. Most judges and most psychologists that served the court always thought that the mother was better. And I didn't always find that that was true.
You have a child with him? Yes. That's not your child. That's both of your child. No, look, just a second. That child is both of yours. So either you take the child or he takes the child. He's the father no less than you're the mother. So
You take this up with the family court judge. Your case is dismissed. We understand each other? Take it up with the family court judge. When the family court judge issues an order of support, whoever the order of support is going to be entered against. But I'm going to suggest this to the two of you. You've wisely or unwisely made a child together. You don't have the right to take the child away from the other parent. He would not have that right to take the child away from you. That's what the court said. And whether you like him or not, whether you like her or not, whether he's a nice guy or not, whether he's a bum or not, he's a bum that you picked to make two children with. And if he
All right, guys. So you heard that Judge Judy laid it into him like that, as she often does. But you know what? We need more judges like that. And that's why the theme of today is no common sense, greedy mom, as that woman was possibly on the show with Judge Judy, and greedy courts. Now, the courts, they're not good, but they do get somewhat of a pass. Why? Because the courts and the system and the government is all about money. It's not about you. It's not about family. I remember when I was going through stuff, I said, do not call police. Do not go into the court system, because if you do, you will destroy the families and everything else forever. They don't care, because it's all about money, where they can get their money. Guys, jails create money for states, for people who own them. Jails create money. Locking people up create money. The African-American community doesn't bring the same amount of resources as maybe other communities into the world, into the states. So how do they balance the scales? They put us in jail. They take it because it's all about money. So it's time you use common sense. As our world speeds up, as our communication goes in the toilet, so many people who didn't use common sense in the past use even less and less common sense today. Look, if you're a greedy mom or you're a greedy court, you're destroying everybody. Even the courts destroy them, because what happens when the judges are bad judges or the lawyers are bad judges, and then they find themselves in a situation where it's held and used against them? It'll come up. Maybe it's a speeding ticket, right? And someone says, I don't care if you're a judge, I'm going to get you. Or I don't care if you're a police officer, I'm going to get you. I don't care if you're a lawyer, I'm going to get you, right? It happens. You find the one who won't buy into all of those things. So guys, with that being said, let's jump into some topics based around greed of the courts and greed of the moms. First, I do want to remove this, and I want to show you some things just so you're aware. Remember, we're here every single Friday. The next show of Dads Deserve Justice is March 21st at 6 p.m. Of course, we're on a little bit early today, but we're testing part of the system out, okay? Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube. Please like this. Please share this. Please subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to TikTok, subscribe to Tag, subscribe, whatever thing, guys, because our goal is also to help you. It's to get you out to the world. It's to help people win, right? We really want, that's why one of our memberships is free. It costs nothing. You'll get interviews, you'll get coaching by millionaires and industry people, all for free, because our first goal is to help you. So please subscribe to the TikTok. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's new. Winners All Around. And also you can go to the website and register as well. Guys, the interesting thing, I did a little topic on my treadmill wealth coach, people call me. So I go on my treadmill, I'll give you free stuff there. And it was interesting because I get bombarded by people say, hey, you only got 10 views. No, that's what YouTube sees you, because we're broadcasting on many different platforms. So we have hundreds and thousands of views, but it might show up as 10 or 7 or 3 because they control it. When I first got into this, my tech people, because I own some parts of tech companies, they said, Malcolm, try to create the whole system, pay for it, put it together, because if you run it through everyone else's stuff, they will fudge your numbers. They will fudge that stuff. Look, guys, so with that being said, guys, please don't forget to subscribe at YouTube at Winners All Around. Okay. Also, coming soon, music reviews and industry talk. That's coming to Winners All Around as well, the channel. So if you're an artist, a performer, or whatever, you want to talk about the industry, we want to help you out, all entertainment industry, let us know. And also, if you need more extra money, you need extra money to go to court, right? If you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you got tenant issues, if you got whatever, you need some extra money, make sure you go to this YouTube, check out the business opportunity section. There's different opportunities in there. Don't forget to contact us if you're watching this show. Contact us if you're in the US. We got a $100 gift card. Thank you for you. No strings attached. If you qualify, we give you the $100. You get the $100 gift card. And on top of that, we're going to save you some money. So we look for things to help people, guys. Every Friday, Freestyle Friday. Now, it's funny because it starts on Thursday night at 11:30 p.m. with The Real Tress, THA Real Tress. Also, Miss Rowe. Check us out on Tag if you're going to perform, but you can also see all the other different platforms as well on that. Okay, so with that said, guys, we've checked out all the stuff. We got the housekeeping rules out of the way. Let's get back to no common sense, greedy mom, and courts. Well, guys, we talked a little bit about no common sense and people losing their common sense as the world speeds up and things speed up. So I'm going to give you some things and some food for thought to think about. Okay, I hear all the time from people and parents and mothers and fathers and therapists, don't worry, because in the end, most of the time, well, they don't even say most of the time, they say it'll happen. If a mother alienates her children from the dad, especially if the dad is pushing, eventually children grow up. My boys will grow up. Your boys will grow up. Your girls will grow up. I don't have any girls, right? But maybe I might soon. But guys, here's the thing. People grow up and then they develop mindsets and things on their own. Now, unfortunately, depending when it happened, when there were separations between parents and things of that nature, who alienated who for the longer period of time, sometimes people never figure it out, because it was so bad. But if you have a mom or you have a dad that's pushing, right, and keeps trying and keeps going at it, then eventually the children grow up, develop their own brain, and figure it out. I want to put it from a man's perspective, a boy, because this is dads deserve justice. You're growing up. You're in the household. Your mom's doing things to you, right? Not bad things that you can see, but behind the scenes, she's alienating you from the father, right? You don't think so because you trust your mom at that point in time in your life. You don't know any better. Or, if you buck mom, there's no one to save you. Maybe when mom and dad were together, right? Dad could come to the rescue. Or if dad was doing something, mom could come to the rescue, right? There was a balance. But now there's no balance. You only have one parent that you see all the time, that's talking to you, that's feeding stuff into you. The other parent isn't around, but you don't really know why. You just think they're not around, right? So all of a sudden, when my parents got divorced, right, I didn't know mom was crazy in some aspects, right? I didn't get that by my mother. She was my mom. But I grew up and I figured out pretty quickly we should be with dad. Mom's not the best for me and my brothers and sisters. I figured that out at a young age, but I had no control. I was only 10. When we went to court one time, though, the judge spoke to us. And I said, I love my mom. It's cool. But my dad is the better one for me to be with. He's more stable, right? He's not going through all these different things my mother is. And the judge and at that time, my mother, some of you know the story, my mother was actually incarcerated. And she won custody while being incarcerated. How ridiculous is that? No common sense. And that was 40 years ago. We're still in that same game today because it's about money and sometimes greed and spite of people. Well, all of a sudden, right, my father eventually won custody. But the judge talked to us and I told him the truth. He went back and talked to my brother and sister who confirmed that they hadn't really told the truth before. And since I laid it out there, since I had the guts to say it, all of a sudden they were willing to agree with it. And my father eventually won custody of us. I knew the games my mother played. My father didn't have to break it down and tell me. He was very good at not sharing it. Now, he wouldn't lie to me if I asked him a direct question, and I try to be that as well. I'm not going to lie to my children, but I'm not going to offer information that may put down the other parent or may put the other parent in a bad light. I wouldn't do that. I never have. When my kids would come to me, I allow them to go talk to mom. I offer them to go to see her when it's Mother's Day, if it's her birthday, and they were with me. I did that all the time. I'm not that person. Now, my mom, on the other hand, she was that type of person. So I read through her games. I read through her stuff. And eventually, we ended up with dad. I still love my mom, but I understood some of the things that she had done. And what happens with children is they grow up just like I did, and they understand what was happening, and then they get pissed and mad and upset and spiteful at the other parent, especially if there was an aggressiveness to alienate you. If you won't let them call. And a lot of parents, a lot of moms, and dads do it too, but this is dads deserve justice. A lot of moms will say, well, I didn't say they couldn't call him. But the child knows that if they call him, they'll get in trouble. They will pay a price. So therefore, there are lots of things that children as children can't do, but as they grow older and as they get bigger, Wyatt, all of a sudden, now they can speak their mind. Now mom or dad can't control them, and those things come out. So if you are a parent that's alienating your children, there will become a day that you will pay the price. Now, here's the sad thing. I hear it all the time. It will happen. But who suffers? The children suffer forever. Forever. Their children suffer. Their children suffer, their children's children suffer, our culture, our communities, everybody suffers. Because someone was greedy or spiteful. It was all about money. The courts destroyed the family. The mother or the dad, the alienator, destroyed the family. Not the initial family only, but the family tree. Families look back and say, we're not friends with that part of the family. But if you rewind the hands of time, you'll often find something stupid, somebody with no common sense, and someone who was nasty and spiteful, who ended up with some unnecessary power. Courts have power. Why do courts have power over you getting married? What in the world do they really have to do with that? Nothing, but it's money. Why is it you can't get married without the government? You can't get divorced without the government. Now, when you get married, the government doesn't step in and say, okay, here's your role. This is what we think you should pay. This is what you should do for your husband. This is what you should do for your wife. If you don't do it, you don't do it right. We're going to hold you accountable, put you in jail. They do nothing like that. They sign off a piece of paper that says, go get married. Why? Because you put yourself into the system for them to now get money, tax money. Now you're filing together or separately. If you file separately, they're going to get more money out of you. If you file together, they're not going to give you certain things. Guys, it's money. But then when you want to get divorced, you got to go back to the government. And sometimes they don't even let you do it. But if they let you do it, now they're going to step in your business, tell you what you can do, what you can't do, and they're going to hold you accountable and try to throw you in jail, all types of other things. If they can't get you, one way, shape, or form, they're going to get you. Guys, is that common sense? What do they have to do with you, your family, your marriage, your children? Now, if someone's hurting a child, but then you have the issue of women who lie. Women who, Judge Judy, if you go on the program, if you go to our website, dadsdeservejustice.org, you can watch the whole thing with Judge Judy. And how the woman is so spiteful. And she, even though Judge is telling her and breaking it down, she's still resisting. She don't want to hear it, right? But Judge Judy even says it's supposed to be equal for fathers and mothers, but she knows that many of her colleagues are not. Guys, gals, we should use common sense. We should protect our families. We should protect our communities. And you definitely should protect your children. Why do people destroy their children? That is greed. Not greed of money, greed of power. That's spitefulness. That is not in God's eyes. Some people will stand at the pearly gates and think they were a God-fearing and God-loving person. And I'm not going to court here, but I am a church, but I am a chaplain. And God will strike them down and say, you don't deserve to enter here because you were spiteful. You were mean. You hurt your family. You're supposed to protect your children. Yet because you were mean and spiteful and whatever is going on, you hurt them. I'm not God. I'm not perfect. But I do like to think that I do have some common sense, unlike many other people, and especially folks who let emotions get in the way, and especially get in the way of their children. So your kids grow up and they realize that, Mom, you were spiteful. They grow up and they go get a girlfriend. And they're like, why does she treat me like that? Why does she do that? Why does she say that? That was even before social media put this blastful, terrible narrative out about relationships. But one day they're going to date. One day the woman's going to date. The guy's going to date. They're going to see somebody good and somebody decent. They're going to see somebody mean and somebody spiteful. They're going to develop their own thought processes. And they're going to wake up and say, wait a minute. Maybe now I'm in a situation with my girlfriend and the girlfriend's keeping the dog from me that we bought together. Or you get married or you don't get married, you have a child, and now the girlfriend's keeping the child from me. You know what happens? The arms of the clock turn back and they remember that their parents separated. They remember their dad, and they start to think there may have been something else to that. Why? Because now they're experiencing what happens to adults as an adult, not from a child's perspective. And many children wake up and they hate their mom. One day they had a great, loving relationship. Then they realized their mom was a bad person, or their dad was a bad person. Or maybe they were in a bad state of mind, but they never reversed it. They never apologized for it. They never tried to fix it. The Bible says forgive. So we can forgive. I forgive way too much, I feel like, all the time, but I'm supposed to always forgive. So I do. But guys, gals, if you realize you were wrong, forgive and change. Now it's on you to do your part to change the narrative, Ray. To change the narrative, Carl McKeskey. You got to change it. Because if you don't, like I've always told my children, you are now part of the problem. You're part of the problem because you know better and you chose not to fix it. You're just as much a part of the problem as the problem itself. It's sort of like in the legal system. If you're with someone who commits a crime, the person who was with them is going to have more charges. They're going to have charges of the crime, and they're going to have charges of accessory because you were with them. So the person who committed the crime has less charges than the person who was with the person who did it, who didn't even do it. Guys, people grow up and people figure it out. And then moms or dads pay the price. But for what? In the first place, you didn't have any common sense because you were working to destroy your child. And you should burn for that. One of the things we're working at and putting on the table with Dads Deserve Justice, because you have to change laws. You can't change laws. You can't go to court without any money. That's the other common sense part that people never think about. It costs bloody money. How can I fight for my children, take care of if I had a new family, take care of myself to survive, make sure there's life insurance and health insurance for everybody, make sure that I'm working so they have a better life, take care of responsibilities, take care of bills, and flush money down the toilet to attorneys and filings. Most people don't have the money to survive anyway. Without extra stuff that's useless, they don't have the money. Most people are paycheck to paycheck. So you're paycheck to paycheck, and then you have to take, and the legal system ain't cheap. You got $100 and $200 and $300 and $400 filings. You have attorneys who are are greedy, who they file things that are unnecessary just so they can weigh you down financially, and maybe you'll go away. Or maybe because you can't continue, they win. That's a game. That's a game. That's not in the best interest of a child, of a family, of a mom, of a dad. The courts don't care. It's about money for them. And for those of you who put people, and especially families and children, into the court system, you have no common sense and understanding at the end of the day what it'll really cost you. Maybe you don't feel it costs you at the moment, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost us. It's going to cost our communities. You are part of the problem. Even if you're not out there, you think, starting the problem. You're not helping to stop the problem. So with Dads Deserve Justice, our goal is to have people to donate $1 a week. That's it. $1. Now you can donate more. You can give us millions. But everybody, we need you to donate $1 a week. And our goal is 100,000 people. So we can then in turn take that money. And instead of fathers fighting for their children and not having the money to invest and have a place for them to live if they were to ever win, right? It's all about money. If I had to sink money into fighting for my children, if I had to sink money into lawyers and courts, on top of trying to survive, then the judge looks at it and says, you ain't got no place to live. What was the point? It wasn't that I didn't have any place to live. This is not talking about me. I'm just talking about in general, hypothetically. It wasn't that I didn't have a place to live. It wasn't that I didn't have any money. It wasn't that I didn't make any money. It wasn't that I wasn't trying. It was that you, yes, you, the courts, or you, the mom, or you, the dad, or you, the grandparent, whoever created this mess and keeps perpetuating it, you created a situation that the person had no money. The person may not have created the situation at all. And that's how somebody else wins. Lawyers file unnecessary things and break it down so you can't afford to go after what's fair. And that's how they win. Because you couldn't afford to fight them. And often women get help in the system. Free lawyers. Free things, free this, free that. Often as a woman walks into a room and says, I need some money, society says, oh, she must need it. If a man walks into the room and says, I need some money, society says, he don't need that. He's a man. Is it fair? Is it right? No, it's not. Is the person who thinks that or says that using any common sense? No, they're not. They're using the biases and the things that we learned in our communities as we grow up, because we're perpetuating all these problems and all these issues because we're contributing to everything. We're passing on issues and problems, and we don't even know we're a part of it. And someday somebody grows up and figures out that that person was wrong. But that person who figures it out, who's now an adult, who was a child, they can't get their childhood experiences back. Maybe they couldn't afford to go to college because all the college money went into lawyers. Maybe they couldn't afford to start their business. And by the time they're 20, they're a multimillionaire. They could have done that. But they weren't able to do that because everything was ripped away from them. Or the money from the parents or whatever went to the wrong places. It went to courts and greedy parents and people that don't really care at the end of the day. Guys, this destroys us all, not just the children. So how do we fix it? We work at it. We talk about it. We put things out there like I'm talking to you now. We change the laws. And one of the things we plan to do is raise money and sue people. We're going to sue some lawyers who don't do what they're supposed to do. Because there's lots of lawyers who don't do what they're supposed to do. They have ethic committees. They got all types of different stuff. But often they don't do what they're supposed to do because they know it's hard to come after them. And other lawyers don't want to go after other lawyers and become known as lawyers going after other lawyers. Or if you want to go after a lawyer, you got to pay the other lawyer big money to go after another attorney. It's like the good old boys when it comes to cops, or the good old boys when it comes to judges. I once saw a judge throw a case down the toilet. He actually sat on the stand and said, this was wrong, and made a ruling to make it right. And then reversed the ruling on the stand. And the reason was he didn't want to step on the toes of a colleague. And that was an African-American judge in Montgomery County. He said on the stand, he did a ruling that made it right. And then he reversed the ruling in that same moment. And the reason was he didn't want to step on the toes of another colleague. What in the world is that about? Those are the judges, because judges are people, and people have agendas, and people are tendencies of human beings. Is to really be all about us. If you read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, it touches on that. That the feeling of importance is the number one feeling of a human being over food, shelter, your children, or anything else. And if someone's a good person, all or majority of the time, it's because they have decided intentionally to be that type of person, and they work at it all of the time. I could go on and on and on, but I have a lot of things I have to do today. I thought this was going to run a little bit later, but it's running now, so we're live. I appreciate you guys jumping on every Friday, generally at 6 o'clock, but today was a little bit early. But 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the Dads Deserve Justice show on YouTube and all different platforms, thanks to winners all around. So, guys, we could go on and on. We've touched on a lot of points. We'll come back to some of these as well. And as well, don't forget, next week is Friday the 21st. We should be back at the normal time of 6 o'clock. And we'll talk about some things there. Remember, there's the new show coming up for if you're an artist or you are a business owner, or, that's if you want to make some money and help refer and build this thing with winners all around. You could be an A&R for us, and there's some money there as well. Don't forget, if you want to earn some money, we can help you do that as also. And ask us, if you get back with the person who sent this to you, ask them about getting your $100 gift card. We have that for people who watch the show. Also, Freestyle Friday with the real Tress, Miss Rowe Tress, on Tagged and also all platforms, for singers, rappers, dancers, speakers, influencers. Come on, interview, do your thing. And don't forget to subscribe at our YouTube channel, Winners All Around. And guys, again, we will be back next week, the 21st at 6 p.m. with another show of Dads Deserve Justice. Thank you for joining us on our show today. No common sense, greedy mom, and greedy courts. We could talk forever and a day, but it's time for us to do some things. Hey guys, again, my name is Dr. Malcolm D. Alexander. Thank you for tuning in to Dads Deserve Justice on Fridays. Please like this. Please share it. Please put it out there. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, TikTok. Thanks, Instagram. Thanks, Facebook. Thanks, Threads. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks, all of you guys. We'll see you soon.